Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cassandra Maldonado, and today I am going to be discussing about how the theories in criminology give us a contemporary understanding of crime, and then I'm also going to be discussing about which of those theories I believe best explains that. So these theories serve to explain and to help us understand and maybe even predict some of these criminal behaviors that happens in our society. And while some of the earlier theories do give us some sort of understanding of why crimes happen, it honestly is not just based off of one factor. There can be multiple things surrounding a person or a situation that can lead them to commit a crime. And so, with that, the contemporary understanding is that there are factors like economical pressures, inequality, and socialization problems, instead of it just being, oh, well, the morale of this person, or they were biologically disposed to already or biologically inherited that crime behavior, that criminal behavior, which is not the case. And we see this through the different theories that have been developed over time, like the social learning theory, the strain theory, the rational choice theory. And it just basically helps us to know that, okay, there's not just one singular thing that can drive a person. Maybe there is that stress factor for when they do commit a crime. But there's a lot more that goes into it than just saying, okay, well, this person did it because they were born, like, they were born with something that had them predisposed to this criminal behavior. So now I'm going to get into the theories that I believe are the most logical for explaining criminal behavior, which I think is really two of them. I believe it's the rational choice and strain theory. I do believe rational choice is a good way of understanding crime, just because you have to know kind of a lot about the circumstances of a person that commits a crime. You have to know, okay, like, did they do this because they absolutely had to, or they just did it for pure fun? Because that can completely change the way that the situation can and should be handled. For example, you're not going to be as harsh on a father who stole from a pharmacy because his son needed a medication that he couldn't afford, which also goes into that economical inequality that I was talking about before, which also factors into that. So that's like one example of, okay, he had to like outweigh the cons versus the pros, and his son living is more important to him than saving a couple bucks. I mean, not saving a couple bucks, just not being able to get that medicine. Just not getting that medicine because he doesn't have the money, but his son needs it. And so for the strain theory, in modern society, many individuals face economic hardships, social inequality, or limited access to education and employment opportunities. So, so these pressures create a rational response, or create like a rational response to crime for these individuals because of these pressures. So they create a situation where crime is rational to achieve what is a culturally approved goal in their society. And I really like this theory because it not only factors in the individual's personal things, but also a broader social picture. In a sense, it brings in a lot of factors. And I think that's everything that I'm gonna have to say for this video. Thank you for watching.